This podcast has been brought to you by Black Plasma Gaming, where they have all your community and gaming video needs. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Gamer's Life Podcast, where we talk about all things gaming, as well as our daily gamer lives. I'm Luke, and today I am joined by Deveix and Lux.
Hi.
Hello.
So today our main topic is about one of our favourite games, so to speak. So this game is called Life is Strange. And yes, I know, the title, Life is Strange, because, you know, life is strange, you know? I mean, you know, right? Am I right? Guys, back me up here, please.
Yeah,
Totally.
Totally.
Awesome. Okay, so if you guys have never heard about Life is Strange, it's kind of like a niche game, but what it is a full-on story player-driven game where your character has these sort of like anomaly type superpowers. So in the first game, you're playing as Max, who had the power to rewind time, but in the end, you found out... Wait, hold up. Before we start this, spoiler warning. I say again, spoiler warning. If you guys want to play Life is Strange, or Life is Strange 2, be careful, because this podcast is going to be talking a lot about spoilers, about everything going on. So just a heads up. So anyway, back to it. Yeah, superpowers, anomalies, I can speak. Yeah. So with Life is Strange 2, in the previous episode, you're following two kids, Sean and Daniel. What happened is that they're currently on the run because their dad was kind of shot by the police. Sean doesn't want Daniel to be separated from him, from if the police found them. So right now they're on the run. In episode 1, you saw them running throughout the forest, trying to survive, getting found by the police, getting captured, and just them trying to barely survive, and then finding this really awesome stranger, and finding the good old Life is Strange 1 scenery in the background, where there are two options. If whatever option you decided in the first game changes what happens in that scene, whether the town is destroyed or alive, in a sense, so to speak. So right now we're going to be talking about episode 2, which there was a lot happened there, and I know for a fact on one conversation we're going to have, me and Lux are going to have a major disagreement, and we're probably going to fall out again. Because that dog shouldn't have died.
Yeah.
Oh, you're actually agreeing with me for this time. That's different. I thought...
Well, if the dog didn't die, then the cougar didn't die too.
But at the same time, the dog did die, so the cougar had to die.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you could actually choose if a cougar lives.
Okay, Deveix, back me up here. Back me up.
How?
Should the cougar have died?
Well, obviously it should have died.
See? Thank you.
What?
But at the same time, I kind of feel like there should have it should have lived.
Hey! Whose side are you on?
I'm neutral. Okay.
That doesn't sound neutral to me. It sounds like you're backing Lux up secretly.
Okay, I'll just say it. The cougar had to die. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Okay, but we'll get back to that subject in a minute. So,
jeez.
we're going to do this in order. So let's start off with the first part of episode 2, where we resume with the characters in practically in the middle of nowhere in this abandoned building. So, obviously, from how we saw it when it first started, by looks of it, Sean is teaching Daniel. Or was it Daniel teaching Sean?
Sean
Oh my god,
Daniel
why am I
how to use his
forgetting?
powers.
What? Okay, Sean is the older person,
Sean's
and
the older
Daniel
one.
is the younger brother.
Okay. So Sean is the older brother, and Daniel is the younger brother. And right now, Daniel is the brother which has superpowers. Daniel has some sort of telekinesis power where he can actually lift objects up, and it can be quite scary from what we saw at the end of episode 1. But what we can see here is he's actually developing his power, and he's starting to be able to lift heavy objects, and he's starting to be able to control it more. So what do you guys think? Do you think within episode 3, do you think he's actually going to develop even more and actually fully understand how his power's going to work?
Well, he kind of started to understand how to control his powers throughout the episode too, because from what we've seen, he started lifting from just a rock to saying like in the house, lifting plates, or even at the end of the episode he can even lift a car. So I think he's improving much more throughout every like chapter of the episodes. So I think in the end he'll be able to lift a lot more like heavy things, and well, we'll just see how it goes from there.
What do you think, Lux?
Yeah, what I think, he is progressing and he's controlling it more, but I have a feeling that there will be one moment in episode 3 that he'll totally, yeah, get out of control again.
So you think
Because
he's going to just completely lose control and something bad is going to happen again?
Well, something very bad is actually going to happen. That's what I think.
Well, to be fair, something really bad has happened at the end of episode 2. So how that's going to inflict in episode 3, I don't know. But again, we'll get to that in a bit. So that's that. Then after them surviving, they decided to move on. And it's like the last night before they decided to head out and continue on their journey. And this is one of the funny parts, which I didn't actually pick up on when I was live streaming it at the time until it was too late. Where when Daniel and Sean were playing the board game, and yeah, he kind of cheated, I've realised, using his powers. Was Kaji just chilling there? Wait, what?
Yeah, but you didn't like call out for him. You were just kept on moving. It's like you wanted him to win anyways.
Well, yeah, obviously you're the bigger brother. You want to make your younger brother feel more special and happy, you know.
Aw, that's sad now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, not that I do it to my brother, but I mean, actually I would, but I wouldn't, but I would, but I wouldn't. I mean, I guess you'll never know.
Guess I do now. No.
Okay, no, we talk about...
Anyway.
No, we'll talk about it. Okay, yeah, anyway. So, what do you guys think? So, Deveix, you practically saying that we should have let, was it Daniel continue cheating and not say anything, right?
I didn't say that.
What?
Well, in my case, I would have actually called out to him because, cheating is never a good idea, especially in school.
But he wasn't in school. He was in a
Doesn't
abandoned building
matter.
in the middle of a forest.
It's still the same thing. Still the same thing. You can't cheat. It's bad. It's like the same thing as stealing.
True.
How
about you, Lux?
Well, in my case, I would have called him up if I were.
Well, normally, if I'm playing with my brother, then if he's cheating, he doesn't have a power. But if he's cheating, I would call out to him. But then this situation, oh my god,
Oh.
I'm not British.
Oh yeah, so
Okay,
yeah, so
situation.
Deveix is a Lithuanian and Lux is Dutch, and I'm a Brit. So we got
to say that, didn't you?
Yes, I did. So we got a good old diversity of culture here.
Yeah, lovely.
Yes, lovely.
But yeah, seeing
Besides the
their
point.
situation, they're in an abandoned house. They don't know what to do, and yeah, they're just sitting there trying to survive. Then I wouldn't get really angry at my brother then, so I thought it was okay.
Okay. Yeah, because cheating 1 or 2 times, I think it's fine, but a bit after that, he's taking the mick a bit too much,
Well, Sean didn't really look like Daniel was cheating every time,
True.
because if it happened very often, then he would get very mad.
To be fair, I think I
So-
played that game 4 or 5 times in a row before I quit, and he won every single time. That game is rigged. Trust me, it is rigged.
Or more.
I
or
don't
maybe
even
his
know how the game
powers are
works.
rigged.
Logic. Okay, so moving on, then after that, we got the cute little doggo, Mushroom. Good old Mushroom, which we got at the end of episode 1. Is such a cute dog. I love him to bits. And then,
A puppy.
yeah, I loved him to bits. You have no idea how much I loved that dog. That it made me want to continue the story even more, because there's not many story-driven games where they actually have a pet which follows you all the time and all that. Plus a cute little puppy called Mushroom.
I even made a joke about it on the stream.
What do you mean you made a joke? Wait,
Oh
what? Sorry.
yeah,
Oh, I'll tell you later.
random
Anyway.
random stranger, and then that gravestone
Yeah,
with
the
mushroom on
gravestone says
it.
mushrooms, and then he just asks, "Who buries a mushroom?"
Oh my god. Oh, okay, we'll get back to that joke. So yeah, so
No.
what happens is Mushroom
It gets-
vanishes. I knew something was up. I wanted to go check on him, but Sean and Daniel didn't, and I couldn't force them to go out and go look for him, which drove me insane. And then the next thing, you go outside and there is blood on the snow. Yeah. I think you guys can then guess what happened next. And this is where me and Lux had the massive falling out. Because when we found Mushroom, he was dead, being eaten by a cougar. And
Bitten, just
well,
bitten.
bitten, but he was dead. And I honestly, I think I had a meltdown then, and I got so upset. And then Lux in the stream chat was going, "No, why did you have to kill the kitty?" Because we could have either scared off the cougar and let it live, or kill it. And I decided to kill it because I didn't want the risk of the cougar then coming and attacking Daniel and Sean. You know, I was trying to keep Daniel safe.
Not only to keep Daniel safe, but also to make a proper funeral for Puppy, because then if you would have let the cougar live, it would have taken a mushroom and then just eaten it.
But then and Lux just comes into chat, says, "Why did you kill the kitty? Why did you have to do that?" I was like, "I'm sorry, but no. That cat had to die. I had to avenge my Doge." Why did
Seriously,
why?
it's nature. It's nature.
I know it's nature, but that's not still. It's like
I think what Lex was trying to say that is even killing the cat wouldn't bring the dog back. That's what I think.
True, but at the same time, it's like we wanted to at least, have like a proper humane burial in a sense for him. We wanted it to be a bit more special. And Lux, how could you have the heart to like the cat which kills a cute little innocent dog more than the dog itself?
Okay, I care more about kitty cats.
Yeah, because she's a cat person.
I get that she's a cat
Exactly.
person. But so you're saying you would rather love a cat which kills an innocent dog more than the dog who's innocent just having fun playing in the snow? You're evil!
Well,
That's her
I'm not that
opinion,
kind
though.
of person
Yes,
that kills
you
a
are.
random cougar because he killed a random cute little dog. I think, yeah.
Okay, no.
I feel very sorry for the dog. I know, but the dog was
do
already
you?
dead. The dog was already dead. So, yeah.
But, okay. I am starting to get stressed now because your opinion is wrong.
I mean,
The
it's
dog
like the same
died
thing.
anyway, so
Dutch
you
people
could
think
choose.
otherwise, and the Brits are thinking.
Wait, Brits what?
One way.
Brits what? What are you trying to say?
Boy.
What are you trying to say, Dev?
Brits think.
What are you trying to say, Dev?
I think both of you are wrong. That's the thing. I think both of your
Here's Mr.
opinions
Neutral.
are bad.
Mr. Neutral
Yes.
coming in saying we're both wrong. Okay, Lux, we need to team up on Deveix now. Okay, what you got to say, Dev? What you got to say?
Man, I wouldn't even have the creators of this game to even have this option, like to either let the cougar live or die. Because I think it's just the reason why they even made the dog die is because of the fact that they needed a moral shock in the episode to make the player feel bad and stressed and
I do have to agree.
Just have some emotion.
I do have to
just have some emotion.
I do have to agree on that because, as I said, we've just got the dog at the end of episode 1. Everyone was all hyped to have the dog. Episode 2 kicks in. It's like we're just out in the woods. It's like nothing that special. They needed something to properly kick off the second episode, get people's emotions running, and then through that, get them through the rest of the story before they get bored in a sense, and keep people like, what the heck on earth is going to happen next? If we've just lost our favourite Doge due to a cougar, which should have died, which I'm glad died in my playthrough, then it's like, don't you start, Lux. Then literally, that is how you do it. It's like, I'm eating my own words here, and I'm biting my nails because I don't want to say it. What they did there was smart.
Aww.
What are you trying to say, Deveix?
Keep going. Luke.
Keep going. Okay. What do you think, Lux?
Worst choices ever.
Okay.
Oh
To be
my
fair,
God.
you kind of got the worst ending, Luke. I gotta be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, you did get.
Yeah,
get it.
I know I got the worst
We'll
ending.
get to that. We'll get to it in
I
a
know.
bit.
Yeah, we'll
Okay?
get to it in a bit. But it's like, how can some? I'm trying to pick all the best options for the characters, and the best options always seems to be the options which give you the bad endings, and it's always the bad options that give you good endings. How does this game work? How does any game work? How does anything work in life? What's going on?
Well, I think it's because of
Life
the
is
how you
strange,
think about
dude.
each character.
Yeah,
It's your own
literally,
opinion
life
how you
is
think about them.
strange. Go ahead, Deveix.
It's always like what matters is that way you think about the character, because when you think about one person and then you like decide the what kind of consequences you'll have, it always just it shows like a different type of ending. And the most important thing is how you think about the characters and how you treat them. It's basically that's the main thing.
True.
Because whatever you think about the character, that's the ending you'll get.
Yeah, good point.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, moving on. So, after that very unfortunate part, which I dealt with very well while having a meltdown at the same time and people screaming in my ear, cough Lux. Yeah, so then, bruv. Okay, but then we went off and yeah, so Deveix, what was the comment she said again after we buried Mushroom?
Can we go to the next topic now, please?
Deveix.
Dev.
Hey, come on now.
Hey, you said it earlier during the podcast, so go on, say it again.
I was trying to cheer you up, mate.
Well, go on, come cheer us up then. No pressure.
I mean, you're already stressed, so why bother?
Come on, Dev.
Okay. What? Like, you buried Mushroom, and then a stranger comes walking, and then he sees a grave, says Mushroom, and then thinks to himself, who the hell just buries a mushroom? Like, what kind of logic is that? That's it.
Oh
That's
god,
it.
that every time you say a joke, it just gets cringer and cringier. But it's gonna be a bit weird because, like, imagine like the people which own that house which we were in come back to their summer house.
I mean, they abandoned.
Wait, no.
I mean, they
No,
abandoned
because it's
it.
winter. That's why they only come there during the summer because it's a summer house. So imagine they come there at summer, they see someone's actually raided the place, and then they just see a grave outside saying
No.
"Rest in
I'm
peace."
pretty sure it was
Mushroom."
abandoned. It was pretty. I'm pretty sure it was abandoned.
I don't think so because they did have clothes and everything in there still.
Maybe because they like found them
I don't know.
on their way there.
Anyway, moving on. So then we go off to the grandparents. So, what is it? So originally the kids, they started off in San Francisco. And they've moved like all the way south down all these different states. And I don't remember exactly where they ended up, but they somehow managed to end up where their grandparents live. Very odd. I know.
They had a map of some
Oh,
sort.
well, yeah, true. They did have a map, but I somehow don't think that they were meant to go there. If you know what I'm saying. Plus, it's like
they were trying to find the mother. That's all I can.
well, yeah.
understand.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because they're trying to find the mum in a sense. Because I think they found a letter, didn't they? Oh, wait, no.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
but
Wait,
did.
no,
at the
yeah,
end of
that's
the
later
episode.
on. Yeah, that's later on.
Yeah, that's later
Yeah.
on. They were trying to like get to their grandparents to get
Yeah,
to a safe place, and then think about where they'll move later on.
yeah, because because the grandparents is obviously on their mum's side of the family, but their mum abandoned them like basically when they were born. I'm pretty sure, and they never actually
When
saw their
Daniel
mum.
was born.
Yeah, when Daniel was born.
Yeah.
So
Well, we still don't know about that part. We're not sure why their mother left. for a
no,
fact.
but it's like we were so close to figure out what was actually going to happen. Then obviously episode 2 ended, and somehow I don't think we're actually going to know now. But yeah.
Well, we will.
Well,
Well,
they
we
still
better
have the
know.
letter, but we still don't know what's in that letter.
Oh yeah,
so-
because we have like a phone number now to sign, don't we?
yeah.
Or like a postcode, one of the two.
Oh yeah, you can find me on this address. I remember.
Yeah.
She was saying that in the letter. Yeah.
But yeah,
So
so
you can find me on this address.
yeah, so
Anyway.
with the grandparents, what is your guys' opinion on them? It's like, as I said, to me, the grandparents, they seem really nice, but at the same time, in one sense,
It was Claire. The
felt a bit
grandmother.
Yeah, it felt a bit too nice, if you know what I mean.
Claire with her rules.
Yeah, well, I guess it is fair in one respect. 'Cause it's like you come into someone's house. Obviously, you're gonna have ground rules, aren't you?
Well, they were just too overprotective of Sean and Daniel.
Yeah.
That's the fact. And because of the fact that then Granddad already got suspicious of Daniel and his powers,
Yeah.
which we'll get into later on, I think they weren't bad people. They were just overprotective.
Yeah,
That's
because
all.
like after the day they arrived, you saw them arguing, practically trying to figure out what to do, whether to hide them out, if that's the right word, or go call the police. And obviously, luckily enough, they decided to help us out. And what a nice guy. But anyway, Twitch memes aside, obviously, as you said, Deveix, the grandfather did get really suspicious and in the end pulled Sean aside and was like, you know something's up with Daniel. And it was like, we had that ultimate choice of telling the grandfather and potentially really screwing themselves up, or the grandfather being, you know, friendly and actually understands and helps out. And yeah, so it's like, and luckily enough, he gave us some pretty good intel to say not to say anything to the grandmother because she'll probably freak because of her religious beliefs. So, which was really handy in our respect. Which still at the end of the episode, you had the choice then to tell or not to tell, which we'll get to in a bit. But yeah, so in my opinion, I was really wary of the grandparents at first, even with the trailer. With the trailer, they seemed a bit too nice. Kind of remember like how at the gas station on episode 1, like everyone in there was really nice. Next thing you know, we've been captured with them
by a racist guy.
yeah, basically by a racist guy. Daniel manages to escape, but Sean gets captured and then he gets tied to the radiator until the cops came. And then that's when Daniel's power kind of kicks off again and blew up the whole building in a sense. Good times. That was, you know, that was a good time. Not gonna lie. But
It was a good time, but it probably brought more problems to them.
well, yeah, in one respect, because when the cops arrive, they can probably be like, "What the hell happened?" And when they reveal, well, not reveal, but when they see the CCTV footage, they're gonna be like, "What on earth just happened there? Something isn't right here," and they're gonna escalate the hunt for Sean and Daniel. Then, aren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, so my opinions: the grandparents really wary at first, 'cause I didn't know how to think about them. But then as time came along, they seemed to be a bit more better in a sense. Because like the grandfather and Daniel really got along, like the train set and all that.
Well, you shouldn't forget about the fact in Captain Spirit, because Claire did come to Chris's house to make sure he was okay.
That's a good point.
Because like that's how I obviously understood Claire more, because of the fact that she came to Chris on his episode of Captain Spirit, and yeah, I just didn't get very suspicious of her. I thought she was very nice.
Yeah, 'cause if you guys don't know, Captain Spirit was also like a kind of like a spin-off to hype up Life is Strange 2 before it came out, giving you another like insight of a different character, which we then found out when Life is Strange 2 came out. Captain Spirit was actually neighbours to the grandparents, and everything you saw at the end of that game was in episode 2 of Life is Strange, which was like, whoa.
Which was this episode.
Yeah, literally. It was like, I didn't realise until I finished episode 2, and I looked back, and I was like, hold up a second. Something seems odd here. But yeah. So, and then it comes, then as I said, we come back then to Captain Spirit. It's like, well, it's like, during Captain Spirit, Daniel used his power on Spirit, so as he's falling down the tree, to save him.
But we thought it was Chris who had the power to lift himself.
We thought it was Captain Spirit, aka Chris. So it's like, Captain Spirit, he thinks that he has superpowers, but in reality it was Daniel saving him. So then we had the option to tell him that it's Daniel which has the powers, or keep letting Chris, or Captain Spirit, believe it was him. And that was where
of course,
yeah, that's a choice later in the episode, when they arrive at the market.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's when you had that really, really like hard decision. Do you tell Chris, a kid who doesn't really understand completely, who could potentially go off and tell people that he has all these superpowers and all that?
But I mean, he did tell you when he was in your house, like getting ready, that he's definitely not telling Dad about that he has powers.
True, but at the
because
same time,
he didn't want to.
you know, the problem we've got with kids that you always have that part where they might spill it out of their mouth without meaning it. Because obviously, Captain Spirit, he believes he's playing as a superhero. So if he's constantly going off about all these powers now, he might accidentally spill out the actual
I
power
get your
in a
point.
sense.
Mm-hmm. Get your point, but I mean, your choice of not telling him did have a big consequence in the end. That, Chris got hit by a car.
Spoilers.
Anyway.
Wait. But so, what's your opinion on it, Lux? Like, do you think we should have told Chris at that moment and there and then, or do you think we should have waited like I did?
Yeah, I think you should have told him, because one day he realized that he doesn't have it, and it's better to
Either
tell him
way,
before
yeah.
he does weird things. And
Yeah, like he tried to do at the end of the episode. And
Yeah,
plus
exactly.
telling him wouldn't have much of a problem. Like, even if he told his dad, I don't think Dad would have really believed him.
Yeah, because obviously at the end of the episode, either you telling him that he has the powers, that Daniel has the powers, or keep letting Chris believe he has the powers himself. It's like that really impacted the ending of the episode. Cause it's like with my ending, because I chose not to tell Chris because I wanted to try keep the secret like as secret as I could potentially do, to make sure we don't have any leaks, to make sure we're all safe and everyone else around us is safe in this respect. Because you don't want to keep dragging in all these new people and messing up their lives when really they don't need it, if you know what I mean. But what I didn't tell Chris at the end of the episode, when the cops came, Chris tried to stop the cops by jumping in front of the cop car, and in my case, the cop ran him over.
No, it only hit him. That's
Yeah,
Only hit him.
well, yeah, hit him, run him over, and we still don't know what happened to him after that. However, when I saw, for example, Thomas, one of our friends, his take on the game, he actually decided to tell Chris that he had the power, and what happened is that again, Chris ran out onto the road in front of the cop car, but then Daniel used his power on the cop car and just flung the cop car, just yeeted it out of there. It was like it was nothing. The guy just flew. He was like, what is going on? He must have felt like he was a superhero for a second there. It's like, whoa! But yeah.
So, yeah, the ending mostly depends on what you choose to do. Mostly if you tell, like, even after after Daniel saves Chris, if you remember, you have the option to enforce the rules or tell him that he did a good job. That's okay, but you have to be careful more of using Daniel's power.
Yeah.
And if you keep telling Daniel that not to use his power, then he will not save Chris at the end of the episode. But if you let him use his power, then he will be strong enough to push the car out of the way to save Chris in the end.
Yeah, which I wish I did in the end, but as I said, I was just trying to be as protective as I can for Daniel. But
small doubts tend to bring bigger doubts.
well, it's not really a doubt. I was just trying to protect him, but in result, protecting someone, you're also like hurting someone else, I guess, which is what the game tells you. Because obviously, with the game, it does have a proper background and a proper meaning to it. Like Life is Strange 1. Max, when she could constantly rewind time, save Chloe from getting shot, it's like what the game was trying to tell you is you can change destiny, you can mess around with it, but end result, it's like it's just going to bite you in the ass in the end, and you're basically rewriting time. It's like you have to let fate and destiny play out, because if you mess around with it, you're altering millions, probably billions of like dimensions in a sense, and it's like you can't change fate. It's a hard one though. It's like only people which properly believe in fate and fate and all that can truly understand it. But it's a really hard one to comprehend and actually talk about. But with Life is Strange 2, by the looks of it, what they're trying to say in this one is you've got to be really careful about what you say to people. You've got to be able to trust people, and you also got to try and, I guess, help other people when needed. and yeah, you just got to be the bigger person and try. I don't know. It's really hard to explain. But anyway, moving on. After that, and interaction with Captain Spirit and, and meeting his dad, you go with Chris and all that, and you go into town to pick up a Christmas tree.
But it was a very big risk because grandparents asked them not to go.
Yeah, because the grandparents didn't want them to leave the house whatsoever, because the town is so small, everyone knows each other there. So if they see Daniel and Sean there, they're going to probably raise suspicion and potentially call the cops. But they went anyway because Chris really wanted Daniel to come with him to go pick a Christmas tree, and he couldn't exactly say no to that, could you? But
He couldn't.
no. And it was really cute and all that, and seeing them run around and have fun, and that. And then I had the really, really, really tough time. Probably spent over half an hour in that one little section because I had to go against my morals, my grounds. Because I had to buy a present for Daniel for Christmas at the market. However, because I spent the last of my money with on buying Daniel a chocolate bar she begged for in episode 1, I didn't have any money to buy a present for him, and the only thing I could have done in that section was steal a yo-yo from a charity box, and that went against my morals so badly. It ate me up. I was digging at everything. I was going through the whole place over and over again to see if there was another way, but end result there wasn't, and I had to steal it, and it killed.
Well, it's typical company. You make one person happy earlier on, it gets worse in the end.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
you made him happy, but then at the end you have to do this horrible decision just to make him happy again. But because of your ending of Chris getting hit, Daniel wasn't happy at all.
No, Daniel was really not happy.
Pretty sad.
But yeah, Lux,
Anyway.
if you could have, would you have instantly just went off and stole the yo-yo anyway, or would you tried another way to? Because we need you to talk. We need your opinion something more.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's no other choice, then I would do it. But yeah, after walking like 10 circles around the market first.
Would you feel bad, or would you get over it?
I would get over it, actually.
Really? Even though it was a charity box?
It's
It
a
was
charity
just
box.
one present, though. It was just
a
one
charity
toy.
box, and people can donate stuff to make other people happy.
Exactly.
And
what you-
Daniel is a person too.
I guess you're right
So
in
you
one
make a
respect.
person happy.
In one respect, I guess you do have a point. I'm honestly surprised if
And
they
it's just
didn't
one toy.
spot us stealing it, though. There was someone watching us as it was
Well,
happening.
maybe they did, but didn't say anything.
Not actually. Do you know what it could have been? Maybe they saw us steal the yo-yo, and that's what got the cops called at the end.
Well, someone in the market did call
Exactly.
the cops. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. It was probably the angry guy which got mad at the girl playing the guitar, who was there begging for money by playing the guitar. Which, as I said, was another thing which happened after the market. It's because I didn't have enough money to buy a present, because I was like $1 short. I gave the last dollar I had to that the guitar girl who was playing the song, because I was just trying to be a nice person, and that unlocked a whole new set of dialogue. And when she left, and the way it was going, and with the tiny little teaser we saw for episode 3, by the looks of it, we're going to meet up with this person again in episode 3. So,
And you're gonna have a crush on her.
Oh.
probably not a crush, because we've got the girl back at home, which obviously Sean loves. Well, doesn't really love, but is best friends with.
Uh-huh.
Well, he's best friends with, and after looking back on YouTube and looking at the phone calls, because I didn't realize you could actually phone her again
you can,
through
actually.
the grandparents'
But
phone.
it depends. It depends because it can either be the girl's mother or the girl herself.
Yeah, well, I never
Because-
realized that there was even a phone in there. And apparently, if you called her, she was so worried. She was on what was it, antidepressants, something like that, tablets to help her sleep, because she couldn't.
Worried
insomnia.
sick.
'Cause she was worried sick. She couldn't, and it's like, you got a best friend level, but then you got that level, and that level, it kind of springs something in one respects. So it's like you feel so guilty as well.
Well, you can't make everybody happy.
Unfortunately, even though how hard you try and how much you want to, you're out there. But yeah, so with that, the guitar girl, it looks like she is going to be a major role in episode 3, so that'll be interesting.
But don't forget even the choice of pranking that angry guy who was angry at the girl.
He's angry at everything.
And not yeah, but like you could have had the choice to either prank him or.
Wait, we could have pranked him?
Yeah, you could have pranked
him.
him.
Oh, I should have pranked him.
Suggested.
Wait.
Daniel even suggested it. I remember you saying no to that.
I think Daniel said like what happened there, and then there was a choice of prank him. I thought it was like Sean pranking Daniel. I thought it was Sean was gonna prank Daniel. I didn't know what the choice actually was.
It was to prank the guy who was angry.
Oh, we should have done that. That would have been funny.
Oh no. I actually feel bad about that.
Okay, you know what? Let's think. Cause have any of you two actually seen the prank happen yet, or?
Nope.
I think it's just the snow dropping on him.
Snow dropping on him.
Because yeah, there was a pile of snow on the roof, like you know where the market was happening. There was like this big roof on them.
Yeah.
And there was snow, and so what Daniel, as much as I can remember, Daniel like moved the snow so it can fall on the guy.
Okay.
And he was just angry, stuff like that. That's what I think, and I can remember.
Okay.
As much.
So let's go to this one then. How about if you could have done your own prank on them, and what would you have done?
I'm not sure if I could have actually done any kind of prank because people were watching, and they obviously could have thought it was
because
me.
you're already a stranger, and if you're gonna prank random people,
True.
It doesn't really make any sense.
Do you know what I would have done?
To doing it.
I would have gotten like some sort of meat, some sort of food. Because you remember the guitar girl, she had a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thrown that meat at the guy and let the dog attack him in a sense, or just jump on top of him.
Yeah, but then that would have made a lot of consequences.
Yeah,
like calling the police.
Sense, a lot of consequences, but another sense, it'll be funny, man. Come on, that's what he gets. If he's angry, he's gonna constantly ruin everyone's moods. Bit of karma.
I mean, better safe than sorry.
Hey, that's my line. I was safe than sorry the whole entire game, and how did that turn out for me?
Right now, you were just risking to get caught by the police.
Yeah, I guess.
If you would have had that choice. So.
Okay.
I wonder, was that guy actually like? Was it just a random citizen that was just watching over the market, or was it someone who was actually?
He was just pretty sick of these goth kids just coming in asking for money.
Yeah, he was saying how he's getting fed up of these kids constantly coming into their town, asking for money constantly, and then going off to the next town. So he has to have been a citizen for that town. So he was like a concerned citizen again, who's finally fed up of it all. Mm-hmm. But Lux, what would you have done then for the prank?
Nothing. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's a very nice person.
Well,
is she though?
Hey.
Cougar.
Yeah, I'm very nice. I'm very nice.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, but listen to that laugh.
Anyway.
But yeah, I'm a teenager, and that guy was already mad. So yeah.
In real life, I wouldn't actually done anything because I don't like people pissing me off because. Like I don't like pissing people off, not me. I mean, and I don't want to get in a lot of trouble when it comes to making people mad. So I just try to stay away from any conflict that's happening and just keep on doing what I like to do.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, true. So going up to the ending then, because obviously you're with the grandparents again, and then the grandfather,
No, actually,
Clipboard.
no. Before that, you come back and the grandparents are not home yet, so you decide.
Yeah,
but
you
Daniel
have to.
should go to.
You had to decide whether you're going to go into your mother's room, which your grandparents denied and did not want you going in. And
no, you actually go anyway.
Yeah, you have to go in anyway. But then you had to read the letter, and then the grandparents came back super angry and not happy. at you.
Well,
But
I think
as much as
it was
I
only
still-
the grandmother.
Well, yeah, it was just the
Granddad
grandmother. Yeah, the grandfather was
Granddad
okay
was
with
pretty
it.
relaxed.
Yeah, the grandfather was okay with it. But then,
But do you guys remember what was written in that letter? The mother sent a letter to the grandparents saying, "Please take care of my kids." It's like
Yeah,
she knew
saved them.
they were coming.
yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, and I think that was recent as well.
I
Yeah.
think like mother knew about Daniel's power,
Maybe.
or no, maybe not.
Maybe.
Maybe because
No,
she
it could
heard about
potentially.
what happened in the house. Maybe she knew what happened at the house, and she knew that the boys ran away, and there was a search for them,
Yeah.
and so she wanted grandparents to take care of them because she knew they were coming this
Yeah,
way.
it could potentially. But and then obviously the grandparents find them. Then they get into an argument. They go downstairs. Then the grandfather was trying to grab something from his
Clipboard.
clipboard. What?
Hmm.
I thought it was called a clipboard.
No, that's not a clipboard. It was kind of like a shelving in a sense.
A closet.
Well, not really a closet, but more of like shelving, like bookcase. That was it. And it fell on top of him, and then everything changed from the arguments coming to save him. And then you had the option of either letting Daniel
Let him get hurt.
Yeah, letting Daniel use his powers to save him, or by letting Sean use his full force and lift up the bookcase to get him out. And
Which would lead Steven, as in the granddad, get hurt. Like get hurt
yeah,
because yeah.
but at the same
But
time, 'cause
obviously Luke obviously chose a very careful like option, so he decided to lift it up.
Yeah.
He didn't want to rush any
because
with
I
the
wanted to
power.
respect the grandfather's wishes of not letting the grandmother know about Daniel's powers, but obviously he had the
But
option of saying it anyway. But which we found out at the end, she turned around and said, "This is a miracle," and she seemed fine about the powers, like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
So in a sense, I
Yeah.
kind of wish that I did go with that option in the end. But then, as
Well,
it
maybe
was
maybe
go on.
maybe it has consequences for episode 3.
It could
Like-
potentially, but at the same
Yeah.
time,
Yeah,
it might.
because you you kind of ran away, and police already saw you, so like they're gonna come back to grandparents' house and then keep questioning them.
True.
And then
Well, that's gonna
Claire
happen
might
anyway.
get so stressed out. Claire's gonna no, actually not. It cannot happen if you get the third ending of running into the woods, not getting caught by the police.
Yeah, that's a good ending.
That's the ending I wanted to get.
Mhm.
But you failed.
Yep, I failed miserably. But yeah, and
You
then
can't blame yourself, Luke. You can't blame yourself. It's
yeah,
just
no.
that's how you felt doing
yeah.
of your choices.
Well, I mean, when I go do the playthrough again on my own as like a more personal playthrough without streaming and all that, I'm gonna try and get that ending. But obviously, then after the saving the grandfather, the cops are at the door because they're trying to figure out what's going on,
they got the
yeah,
call
they got the
from
call.
someone in the market.
and we had to quickly escape before the grandparents open the door and say hi. So yes, what we do, we escape.
Yeah.
They stall the cops, and then as we run out, for some strange, stupid reason, instead of running straight into the woods through the garden, we decide to run straight into the middle of the road, right where there was a cop car parked, with a cop at
Yeah.
the driver's seat. Cop
Well, they
sees.
didn't know about the forest pathway because Chris didn't tell them.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
Chris tells
But
them
it-
about pathway.
Yeah, exactly. He
because
helps him
if you-
escape.
Yeah, if you tell Chris about the powers and then he trusts you a lot, then you'll meet him in his garden, and then he tells you that you can go straight through the woods without being seen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you also
So
have
that's
like
how it all ends.
yeah, and you also have more time then because the cops were distracted because Granddad fell under a cupboard. So yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I guess I'll have to
That's
try
the
and get
third
that
ending.
again in my next playthrough.
Mostly just making sure. Oh, I think the way Chris can trust you is by knowing the order of his toys. Remember, like in his house, where you have to choose which one is the villain, which one is the hero
Yeah.
as his toys. Remember, like if you get them right, I think he'll be able to trust you more, and then let you ask a question.
Oh, okay.
And then, which could possibly bring up the option to like trust for Chris to trust Sean, and then get the good ending of them showing a way into the woods without being
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But yeah, so then we've got the three endings. We've got the one which you just said about Chris. Then we got the other ending where Chris runs out in front of the cop car, throws the cop car away, as we said earlier. And then we have the one which I got where he gets run over, which I'm really like.
No, he just got hit.
Yeah, hit, run over, same thing.
No.
Yes, getting hit
If
by
you
a
got
car.
run over, he would.
It's
If you got run over by a car, you would be dead.
no,
but
you
he
wouldn't.
was still alive.
Some people get run over. It's like running over your foot.
Okay, a car runs.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Just don't argue.
Just
because
keep
that's
going.
British. They're Brits. You know.
Oh,
They think otherwise.
this is a race thing, well, cultural thing now. I see how it is. Okay, we're gonna have some issues here, Deveix. You hear me? And and you, Lux. I do not know what that was. Don't judge me. But yeah, so that was that, and I was like in shock after. I think for like the next 5 minutes, I couldn't speak. I was like, what the hell just happened? And then obviously,
Your reaction was priceless.
yeah, that's an understatement. And then what happened?
But even in the end, you still got the a gift for Daniel, and he would either get happy or not. I actually don't know how you get him happy. Is it because it's not letting Chris get hurt?
Yeah, I think it's because not letting Chris get hurt. But I think he's ultimately happy if you escape through with the third ending, or if Chris obviously survives. I think as long as you do those two, I think he'll be happy. As well as with like some of the other stuff, like letting Chris know and like basically building up his confidence a bit more. I think that's what's done it.
Good point.
But yeah, so other than that, that's everything which happened with the end of Life is Strange 2, Episode 2. What was it? What was that one called again? It was. It was called Life is Strange.
Rules.
Yeah, Rules. That was it.
The rules.
The
yeah.
rules.
The rules.
Because you know.
Or just rules.
Yeah, because that's where we
You're
had.
so oblivious.
I'm so oblivious because you know that's just me. I'm just heavily oblivious. Don't judge me.
We don't judge you.
Yes,
we
you
can't-
do.
We respect you for that.
Uh-huh.
We respect you for that.
Oh, do you?
I'll
Do
prove
you,
that
Lux?
to you later on.
What?
My point exactly. I see. Okay, so you know what? I think that will be it for today's podcast. Thanks to everyone who's listened in, and I hope you enjoyed us having a massive go at each other, especially about the Cougar Pit. Lux. Don't you start.
Oh God.
We'll be going on for another hour about that argument if you continue like that. Anyway.
Leave this for behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Okay, let's go. 1 hour behind the scenes. In before. After this ends, that's it. We're just gonna. Yeah. I can't even speak English right now because I'm like
Calm down.
No.
Calm down.
But yeah, so it's not like we do this on a daily basis anyway. Just have a massive go at each other, you know? Yeah.
I think so.
Potentially.
Yeah,
sometimes.
literally. Anyway, also thanks to Deveix and Lux for also coming onto the show and giving their not so welcomed opinions on the matter at hand. Lux.
People
Excuse
have
me?
their own
You're
opinions. Some
excused,
negative,
Lux.
some positive. People have their own opinions, Luke, either
Exactly.
negative or positive.
Okay. Anyway, next time on the Gamers Life podcast, we'll be joined by best mate Lee, who'll be talking about airsoft. See you next time and take care.